Now, Dave Wilkes is our international poet, and every week I set Dave a little challenge, right? And I kind of say to him, all right, this is happening in the news or this is happening in the world. I give him some bullet points and see what he comes up with, with his poetic style.
Wow.
Right? And I've done the same this week. Right, and what I've done, we've come into another lockdown situation.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
Everyone around the world is facing this. It's not just us in South London,
no.
you know, or in Birmingham, or anywhere like that. Or, you know, it's everybody in the world, right? So I was talking to Dave, and I said, right, not going to give you any bullet points.
Yeah.
I just want you to put together a poem about the situation that we're coming into or going into once again.
Yeah.
All right. And so I just want to see where he's going to come from with it. Right. Yeah. I know what the title is.
Okay.
Right? And I just want to hear the words. And he kind of said, well, it's just like going into another storm, isn't it?
Ooh.
You know, you don't know what you're going to expect in amongst this storm, right?
Isn't that amazing?
Yeah. And so, introduce, to those who don't know, Dave Wilkes is our international poet, www.davewilkes.co.uk.
Is he on social media?
He is on social media as well. Fantastic. I like the way you did that. Right. And I'm going to play his wonderful poem now, and it's called The Storm. Right, so this is Dave Wilkes, The Storm. Let's see where this takes us, right? And then what I'm going to do, coming out of Dave Wilkes, right, his poem, I'm going to play a fantastic song, which is an inspirational song.
Yes.
But let's listen with Dave first. I'm going to back this actually with a gentleman called Kevin Moore. He's a gospel musician.
Right.
And he's written a lovely track called Holy, Holy, Holy. It's an instrumental track, and that's going to be the track that's backing this Dave Wilkes poem. So let's go here. Right. Yeah.
The storm. Most people have seen and heard it before. I'm simply talking about a storm. So many people say they've been in one from the first day they was born. Simply, I'm talking about a storm. If you were one of these blessed people who are hearing or seeing this bespoke poem, blessings to your staff and rod. And categorically, know you're here today only by the grace of God. Even though the thunder rolls and the lightning flashes, the devil may catch a few, but will not destroy us, one of the masses. to be safe behind your doors. That's not a deadly storm to me. Let's look at Isaiah chapter 26, verse 20. Listen to the first word to the last. My Bible says, may people enter their chambers and shut your doors behind you. Hide yourself for a little moment until the indignation is past. Wherever you call home, try to make that your altar, and your God will protect you even more with his light and his water. In your storm, please don't contact the weatherman to fix your storm. It can only be God who can. Amen. My name's Dave Wilkes, international poet of Just Divine Poems. To see more of my work, you can connect on www.davewilkes.co.uk. On my social media platforms are Facebook, Just Divine Poems, and Instagram at Just Divine Poems. My name's Dave Wilkes. Stay blessed.
Is there any way that I can make it? Seems I've got so far to go. Though it may not be easy, I have this something never dealt with before. And there I am in the midst of a storm, and I cry, Lord, I just want to die. Seen each mountain I have climbed.
Michelle. That was just amazing.
Wow, thank you. Isn't it wonderful how Dave's poem, just talking about the storm, and then obviously my song there, Through the Storm, which is it's the title tune of the album, you know.
Wow.
But it's just, I think it had to be sung that way because it's hard, man.
Yeah.
This whole thing has been hard. This whole lockdown has been difficult. So many people like myself, musicians, poets, dancers, actors, people in the creative industries. You know, we don't have a job. We don't have an income.
Sure.
Right now. So, you know, you tap into all of that and you just go, God, you are my everything, and you're going to bring me through this storm some way, somehow. And here I am at the Soul of London Radio. Do you know what I'm saying?
Do you know what? Like, it's crazy because is it weird? I don't know what it is that the poem was called The Storm and then your song.
It's Through the Storm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And none the two knew of anything, you know.
No.
Wow.
Amazing.
You got to meet Dave then. You got to meet Dave. We've got to hook that up. Wow, that's fantastic. Well, that brings us nicely, your song brings us nicely into our gospel section.
Yeah.
And every week, again, we've been blessed by Back to Back PR International, who links the UK and US gospel artists.
Yay.
And so every week, wonderful Carol sends over a selection of songs.
Bless you, Carol.
From artists that you'd never heard of before.
Right.
You know, and we profile them on the show.
Oh, that's cool.
We have a
Really cool.
lovely lady just sung a wonderful song called, The Storm. What did you entitle that track?
The song is actually called Is There Any Way?
Okay.
But the main hook of the song is Through the Storm.
And that is on your album.
That's the version from my album, yeah.
They can go to your GoFundMe
They
page
go to
and
my
get.
GoFundMe, just put in GoFundMe.com and put in my name, Michelle John. And every donation over £10 gets a CD.
And that's delivered to them, isn't it?
Yeah, it gets popped in the post. I don't deliver it personally, sorry. But every donation over 10 grand.
Yeah. You'll be amazed at how flexible I can be.
I will deliver that and I will sing it on the doorstep through the storm.
The neighbours will be going, is that woman off the telly?
Right.
That's so funny.
So, but yeah, please go to the GoFundMe.
That's very funny. Well, we've had various artists over the weeks, but today we've heard a song, wonderful song, backing Dave of Holy, Holy, Holy. Yeah. But today we're going to hear from a gentleman called Dave Shirley. Right? And Dave has given us a wonderful, wonderful track. All right. Before I play Dave's track, yes. All right. Along with your because your music, you have done some gospel tracks, haven't you?
Yes.
Some gospel tracks
over the years. Yeah. Yes, I have.
But you're not necessarily.
I'm not a gospel artist.
No.
You know, I believe in God. And, you know, as I said, I believe God is my strength and it will bring me through the storm. But the songs that I have, the songs that I've been given in terms of the songs that come, that I've written that have come out of my soul are songs that can be sung in any genre, any place. You can call it inspirational music if you like. But they're not gospel songs. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think we're going to play one of my songs in a little bit later.
We are, yeah.
So you'll kind of get a gist of what I'm speaking about. But one of my previous songs, not on this project, was a single that I put out called Priceless, which is very kind of like, it's almost a bit a bit bluesy, a bit rock and rolly, bluesy. And Priceless was a song I wrote about going through domestic violence. And but that's one of my songs, and so it's not a gospel song, it's just a song. Do you know what I mean? It's just an uplifting song. It's not a sad song. It's a song about value and about knowing that you are priceless, you're special, you know. That's how God sees you. So can I sing it in my church on a Sunday? Absolutely. Will you hear me singing it at the Pizza Express in my lovely little sequin gown and my red lipstick? Absolutely. Do you know what I mean? It's why it translates everywhere, because it's life. It's a life song. Do you know what I mean?
I do know what you mean.
Good music.
And that's brilliant.
Yeah.
Wow, God, there's a lot to learn about you.
We ain't got time.
I'm telling you,
3 hours
is just not enough. This is Dave Shirley.
Oh, beautiful.
Nice track, this one.
Oh, I love this song.
I was born by the river in a little tent, and just like the river I've been running ever since. Been a long time coming, but I know a change gon' come. Oh, yes, it will. It's been too hard living, but I'm afraid to die, 'cause I don't know what's up there beyond the sky. Been a long time coming, but I know a change gon' come. Oh, yes, it will. I go to the movie and I go downtown. Somebody keep telling me don't hang around. Been a long time coming, but I know a change gon' come. Oh, yes, we will. Then I go to my brother and I say, brother, help me please. But he winds up knocking me back down on my knees. Woo! Times that I thought I couldn't last for long, now I think I'm able to carry on. Been a long time coming, but I know a change gon' come. Oh, yes, it will.
That's a
we were just going.
song.
We were just having a whale of a time.
Man, a change is gonna come, Dave Shirley.
Dave hit that note.
I'm telling
you.
you.
He was like, I'm just letting the people know that a change is coming.
He meant every bit of that.
And that's one of my all-time favorite songs.
Yeah.
You know, so yeah, Dave, you did that.
Yeah, man, knocked that out the park. Knocked that
bro.
out the park.
Great.
Do you know, I hope you don't mind, right?
Yeah.
But just a moment ago, before we played that track, you mentioned a little something about situation that you were going through with the domestic violence.
Yeah.
What do you mind if we tap into that a
Absolutely
bit?
not, because it's a very valid part of my journey. And I think what's important for people to know, what's important for myself to know every day, is that I'm not going to be a product of what I've been through. I'm going to use it, and I'm going to make it the making of me rather than the breaking of me. And I know that sounds really cool and really cute, but I think stuff happens, life happens, horrible things happen to us along the way.
Yeah.
And I think at some point you have to make a decision in yourself that I'm not going to let this thing hold me back. I'm not going to let this thing hold me in a place of feeling broken and feeling down and feeling worthless. And I made a decision a few years ago. And this song that you're going to play, which is another one from my album, this is one of my own songs. So it's not a cover. I wrote this song myself. And this song is called Labels. And it literally talks about feeling, that it asks the question, am I good enough? And again, stuff happens in life that would make you question, are you good enough? Are you worthy? Do you know what I mean? Whether it's been an abusive situation or how you grew up, or, you know, so many things that can knock us and make us feel less than. And for me, you know, I'm open about talking about going through domestic violence, you know, growing up in South London on the council estate. You know, identity was a thing. And, you know, I grew up, I mentioned earlier, my mum is from the Caribbean. My father's white, and I grew up a mixed race kid in a black family.
Oh, wow.
Right? So my family never, and I always make that clear, my family never made me feel like I was different or the odd one out. But, you know, you invite your mum comes up for parents' evening, and my mum's a beautiful, dark-skinned chocolate woman.
Wow.
And here I am, I'm this light-skinned.
Sure.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And you see the question marks on the teachers' faces.
Sure.
Or, you know, at church, you know, growing up, I was the white girl that could sing. That was my label.
Wow.
Now, it was a compliment to some people, but to me, I hated it because it highlighted how different that I stood out, that I didn't blend in. Do you know what I mean? And so hence the song Labels was born a couple of years ago. And it just talks about all the things that make us feel different, you know, being divorced and being, you know, mixed race and whatever it was, having a big nose, I don't know, whatever that thing is for you. And again, the song asks, am I good enough? And the answer to the question is yes, I am good enough. And actually, it's all those labels, it's all those different things that actually are the things that make us unique and special, right?
Right.
So this is Labels.
Wasn't born
Money gets tight, but I'm not poor. Why do I have to live with all these labels? Living with them all, it just ain't right. Why do I have to live with all these labels? Who gets to decide if I fit in? Am I good enough? I can only be who I am, with flaws and all, 'cause I'm not perfect. Don't set me up to fail, 'cause I like being me. I'm not Kate Moss, jeans are too tight, probably overweight, but I feel fine. Wasn't born rich, money gets tight, but I'm not poor. Why do I have to live with all these labels? Living with them all, it just ain't right. Why do I have to live with all these labels? Who gets to decide if I fit in? Why do I have to live with all these labels? Living with them all, it just ain't right. Why do I have to live with all these labels? Who gets to decide if I fit in? Am I good enough? Am I good enough? I ask myself over and over, am I good enough? I need to know, am I good enough? Am I good enough? Am I good enough? Oh, yeah. Am I good enough? Am I good enough? Am I good enough?
and I think that's the perfect song to conclude our gospel section today.
The Miles Crawford Show is sponsored by Back to Back PR International.